So, Top Gun Maverick. My initial thoughts as a major Top Gun fan was this was going to be an epic blockbuster movie that gave the same emotions that were had when the first one came out in the mid 80s. I'm glad to say overall that's a truthful statement, and it really is the summer blockbuster. Now, Tom Cruise had said this movie was delayed because it had to be seen on the big screen. Well, I couldn't agree more. It absolutely enthralls you, and the flying sequences are excellent on the big screen. You really do get a sense for the power that these folks were feeling as they got thrown about during the filming of this movie. The story is fairly basic, has the same style of characters. There's some antagonism, there's some drama, there's some love interests, and there are some opportunities where you see folks getting into near death situations and the loss of a main character. All of these things come into play and really do take you on the Top Gun roller coaster as you do watch this movie. For the 2 hours or so that you're in there watching it, it really does, literally, excuse the pun, fly by. The flying sequences, as I mentioned, were excellent. The feeling of being in the cockpit with those pilots and feeling the G that they experience is really there. I think it really comes into play to see the actors actually in the aircraft pulling those G's. There's no CGI involved. They really are feeling the pain that being at 10 times your normal weight kick in. So, that gives us certainly an edge of realism as compared to the original Top Gun, where there was a lot of flying that happened, but you also noticed a lot of reuse of footage in that original movie with the same bad guy getting blown up multiple times. The storyline itself is fairly basic, and that's to be expected of this movie. It really is all about the action, and this is one thing Tom Cruise does really well, is action movies. The flow of the movie is great. You are kept moving. It's a little slower in the beginning as they build up the story and in some cases reminisce over what was happening in the first movie itself. But it builds a foundation for the full movie and allows anyone who hadn't seen it, if there are actually people out there who haven't seen the original Top Gun, to get up to speed with what's going on. Rooster is Goose's son in the movie, and it is done very well. The character here and the actor, it has a remarkable resemblance to the original actor Anthony Edwards in the first movie. They did it really well there. There are also lots of callbacks to the original movie. In some cases they can be a little overplayed in my opinion, such as the piano scene. While they're all very good, they just seem a little too long for what. The one thing that I did dislike, and it seemed to be some common feedback, was the character Hangman in the movie. For those folks who have seen the original movie, Iceman, played by Val Kilmer, and Hangman are very closely mirrored. In fact, a little too close, and it becomes a little annoying that this character is doing many of the things that Iceman did in the first movie. I think there's a place for a strong character like this in there. They're antagonistic, they're egotistic, but the resemblance there, not only in just looks, but also how the character is played, is a little too close, and I think they could have done a little better there in that area. That all being said, this is a major blockbuster movie that is going to make millions. And in fact, it will make more from me, because I can definitely say I will go see it again. And when it does eventually get released into streaming services in coming months, I will no doubt, just like the original Top Gun, watch it many, many more times. Overall, big thumbs up on the movie. Go see it. It is a must.